Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn May 24, 2022. You might experience some impulsiveness or impatience with today's minor challenging aspects, making it best to avoid acting on ego or emotion. However, it's helpful to recognize your need to make changes. It's just better to think before acting. You can feel some uncertainties about a relationship or plans are up in the air. While your thinking tends to be practical and goal-oriented these days, emotional matters can muddy the waters today, and you can find it difficult concentrating. Ideally, you get the chance to better understand yourself and your goals, which helps you in the long run. With Mars in good shape today, you can enjoy a pleasant and robust feeling of commitment to your interests, projects, or studies. This kind of motivation can carry you far as you're enthusiastic about learning and expanding your knowledge or experiences. It's not that you're reluctant to the idea of dating, you're simply preoccupied with more than you'd like to admit. Single or crushing, this is especially true today, as the moon will continue roaming through your fourth house of intuition, family matters, and home sweet home, but retreating into your safe space is easier said than done. Sitting in direct opposition to Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune via your 10th house of authority, chances are you need more time to recharge your energy and spirit instead of taking the lead in a romantic situation. Take your time. Get ready for a few light bulb moments today. You may come to a few sudden realizations regarding your career, professional status, and even your accomplishments as Mercury in Pisces sextiles Uranus in Taurus. Mercury is daydreaming of what you could accomplish or how you could present yourself professionally. So, the sextile with Uranus can allude to a wake-up, shake-up moment. It could be more internal since Uranus is quaking in your subconscious. But if you have a revelation that could impact your career, you should write it down or talk about it with a confidant. What makes the moon's friendly aspect to Pluto in your financial sector today empowering is that while this is a monthly event, as a moon this comes with a lot more influence. This is something that can always fuel your financial confidence, instincts, and imagination, but this time, in a way that will be a lot more noticeable. Especially when it comes to financial matters on the home front. Personal relationships don't always run according to plan. Turbulent situations crop up again and again, requiring all your energy. Smaller arguments and conflicts seem to be pre-programmed. Keep calm and deal with this turmoil in a relaxed fashion. A new performer is set to walk onto your stage, and they're going to bring down the house. You might have to do some quick improv if you want to keep up. If you feel your romantic life needs re-evaluating, make an assessment of your personal life and understand what is positive, unique, and desirable about you, also what you want and why from a relationship. In this way you can create a sure and positive impression when you first meet others that they can respect. There is daring in the air, and you are one to pick up on that sort of thing. You may feel flirtatious, or gullible, or even a bit arrogant today. It's probably best to conserve some of that daring energy, since you'll likely be sensitive and easily offended. Try to challenge yourself rather than looking for other, outside challenges. Run an extra mile, take on a new yoga position, or try to squeeze your exercise into a busy schedule. You could also try out one of the martial arts techniques through virtual classes or workshops. When it comes to problem solving at the workplace, you can greet this day with absolute confidence. Even if this is an area that you aren't usually comfortable in, you will find that this essence gives you the boost and innovation you require to tackle most anything. Be sure to take a second look at anything you weren't able to resolve recently. Chances are good that all of the possible solutions will present themselves in no time today. Whether it is having the moon in your communication sector during Mars' last full day here, or Mercury, the planet of communication, back in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart, having retrograde back in yesterday, the focus is on communication. As Mercury works to make the most of a second chance to give your heart, the past and unsaid words a voice, the moon is working with Mars to make the final hours of his war against communication barriers as effective as possible. Having the moon in your communication sector during Mars' last full day here is giving the final hours of his war on communication barriers a boost. This comes just as Mercury, in his first full day back in your romantic sector and in retrograde motion, has the planet of communication working to give your heart, the past and unsaid words, a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Passionate Venus in Aries shares a tense minor frustration with the nodes of destiny in the evening, which can bring up a lot of insecurities that we're all dealing with. This could affect us in many ways, particularly around commitments and relationships that we're invested in. You might feel as though a partnership has lost its luster and you want to leave. The inner conflict exists because you might not truly want to do this, but know that you have to in order to evolve or feel better. If we're unwilling to harmonize with others and only want to dominate their lives, partnerships could experience issues of control at this time. The flip side of this transit can bring us a lot of love and joy, but only if we're ready to experience such bliss. If you're single, a partnership could form or a commitment could deepen, depending on whether or not you want to bring love into your life. If you choose to use the other side of the energy, be forewarned that arguments and frustrations could manifest. Lean into the pleasant side of this minor aspect and bring more love into your life. In the morning, the Pisces moon forms a trine to Chiron in Aries. This favorable aspect serves to offset wounded pride and heal anxieties that developed in youth when our talents were not celebrated. At this juncture, events transpire that reveal our journey has transformed our sense of self, strengthening our natural gifts in the process. We see that in dimming our shine, we've perpetuated our own victimhood, content to play the supporting role in others' stories. Now, demonstrating our abilities allows us to reclaim our main character's energy. We subsequently pay this self-assurance forward, prompting those who doubt their gifts to be more willing to share of themselves. Following this, the moon squares off with Uranus in Taurus, provoking surprises. We are faced with unwelcome curveballs, situations seemingly designed to pitch us out of equilibrium just as we were starting to regain confidence. A lack of patience or bad time management skills will add to the day's frustrations. Like all good tests, this transit intends to deliver valuable insights as to how well we are using the resources at our disposal. Do your best to honor your own boundaries and retain your sense of childlike curiosity even when negotiating upsets and delays. Acting impulsively or recklessly won't serve us now. There is no sense in fueling drama just to grasp a false sense of control. You could be feeling more psychic today, but it's hard to separate your emotions from the projections thrown onto you by others. In fact, many of us could feel like we're talking about our emotions all day, a vibe that's exacerbated by Jupiter. The transits of the day ask everyone to have faith and see clearly through problems. This can also present a multitude of challenges in every single detail of your life. No rock is left unturned, but it's all for a greater purpose. Make sure that you pay close attention to your health, which is all part of the process. Checking in with loved ones and keeping a gratitude list can help you see that you're progressing exponentially every day. Believing in positive notions can guide you through the energy if you're willing to let go of the past and move toward a more meaningful way of life, which is very possible today.